Good day everyone. Hi, my name is Bai-Ali as Anki and we are the Group 8 reporter.
So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So, my name is Dr. Rafizi Haji Abo, and our report is the fundamentals of building cost. So, building cost estimating can easily be broken down in a systematic ways. Everything that everything that goes into building anything can be broken down into three basic components. So, the first is the cost of labor, the cost of equipment, and the cost of materials. So each category has some unique properties and variables. So first, let's talk about the labor. So labor can vary with the wage rate and the productivity rate. So wage rates are easy to pin down since they are published for most trades. The rate used in an estimate can be easily factored to reflect the current rates and variations in regions. So ang magagastos natin sa labor ay nakadepende sa wage rate and productivity rate. So sa wage rate naman ay nakadepende tayo kung saan tayo na region. So halimbawa dito sa ating sa BARM. So ang minimum wage rate natin sa BARM dati ay 325 pesos per day. So nag-increase ito ng 16 pesos. So ang minimum wage rate ngayon dito sa BARM ay 341 pesos. So productivity is far more elusive as work rules. A worker's experience with the task, crew size, the proper feed of materials and equipments all influence the production rate. So sa productivity rate naman, nagmamatter ito or magbibigay ka ng presyo sa mga workers mo, nakadepende sa kung gaano sila kagaling, kung gaano sila ka-productive, kung gaano sila kabihasa sa mga task or mga gawain nila. So equipment cost varies with time on rent, whether it is owned or rented. So construction equipment owned by the contractor can be discounted to the point where only the fuel and maintenance are charged. So own equipment can be set on a job and only charged for the time it is being used, while the rental equipment is charged based on the period of time it is on rent. So sa equipment naman, ang magagastos natin dito o ang mababayaran natin dito ay nakadepende. So kung ang equipment ay ang may-ari nito ay ang contractor, nakadepende ito sa mapapag-usapan nyo. To the point na ang pwede ay o ang maaari ay ang mababayaran nyo lang ay ang fuel at maintenance ng equipment. So kapag ang equipment naman ay nirentahan sa iba, ang mababayaran nyo naman ay kung kailan ginamit ang mga equipments na ito. So materials are easy to quantify and price. The hard part of materials estimates and what can be easily forgotten is the cost of acquiring, the shipping, the storing, and delivering them to the production location. So materials are easy to quantify and price. So let's not talk about the price na kasi may mga prices na ito sa hardware. So the hard part dito sa materials na ito ay dahil madali natin nakakalimutan yung cost of acquiring, makakalimutan natin yung mga price, yung mga resibo na mawala. Tapos yung shipping natin sa production location, tapos yung storing kung saan natin ilalagay, yung pagbubuhat-buhat. Tapos yung hassle ng kapag nagdadala na tayo doon sa production location. So that's all for my report, and Omar Alamada will continue this report.
A construction cost estimate start with a quantity survey or take-off. This is simply a breakdown of quantifiable elements of the project. Figure 1 gives some typical elements and units. So figure 1, common estimating units used in engineering construction. Ang kanyang elements ay single, unit niya ay EA or each, And ang kanyang example ay assembly or group such as manholes, traffic cones, shoring, and shoring shield. Next element naman ay surface. Ang kanyang unit ay SF or square feet. And the sample is pavement, sidewalk, trench or excavation walls, formwork, and plywood. Next element naman ay ang lineal. Ang kanyang unit ay lineal feet. And the sample is curb and gutter and pipe. The next element is volumetric. Ang kanyang unit ay CY or cubic yard. And the sample is cut, fill, pipe bedding, pipeline backfill, base rock, and concrete. The next one is steel. And ang kanyang unit ay LB or pounds. And the sample is miscellaneous metal and rebar. Next is wood. Ang kanyang unit ay BF or board feet. And ang kanyang example is dimensional lumber and timber. The next one is fluid. Ang kanyang unit ay gal or gallons. And the sample is water tank, equipment, fuel, and shoring fluid. After the quantity survey is completed, labor, equipment, and materials prices are gathered. A portion of a pipeline project quantity survey might look like this. Units: pipe 24 inches PVC, trench depth 11 feet, trench length 1000 feet, trench width 40 inches, excavation quantity is 1358 CY or cubic yard, short wall is 22,000 square foot both sides. Equipment pricing for this project would look like this. Labor and handling pricing for shoring installation might look like this. Labor includes employer's contribution per laborer, $40 per hour, and per operating engineer, 50 USD per hour. Lifting and moving equipment. 2,500 pounds excavator per day niya is 500 USD. Per week niya naman is 1,500 USD and per month is 4,000 USD. Then sa fuel naman is 50 per day and 250 a week and 1,000 USD per month. That's all. Thank you. Okay.
The next one is life cycle cost. At the start of any project, it is important to understand the costs involved. The traditional method simply look at the startup costs, cash flow, and profit or loss. Focus familiarly on the manufacture stage of product life cycle. Pre- and post-manufacturing are treated as expenses cost life cycle costing. So what is the definition of life cycle cost? So it is defined as the total cost throughout its life, including planning, design, acquisitions, and support costs, and any other cost directly attributable to owning using the asset. The category of LCC capital asset, initial cost, operating cost, disposal cost of life cycle costing. The LCC provide a long-term picture of product profitability, feedback on the effectiveness of initial planning and cost data to clarify the economic impact of alternative like design. It is also considered a way to enhance the control of manufacturing costs. Let's proceed to the stages of product life cycle. We have planning design stage, manufacturing stage, research and development cost of product design, etc. Witnesses both growth and maturity in sales. All the manufacturing, marketing, selling, and distributions costs are incurred at this stage. And the last one is service and abundance stage. This stage signified by the decline in sales volume. The demand for the product declines at this stage. The producer may be required to provide after-sales service for the already sold products. Costs that are incurred in this stage includes all costs relating to after-sales service, including provision of spare and expert services and cost of abandonment and disposal of the product. Here is some information. Life cycle estimates and accumulates costs over a product in entire life cycle to determine whether the profits earned during the introduction and growth phase will cover the costs incurred during the pre- and post-matured stage. To estimate the life cycle cost, it is essential to identify the costs incurred through different stages of life cycle product. Here's the advantages of LCC. The first one is improved forecasting. The application of LCC technique allows the full cost associated with procurement to be estimated more accurately. The second one is improved awareness. Provide management with an improved awareness of the factor that drive costs and the result required by the purchase. And the third one is the performance trade-off against costs. LCC technique not only focuses on cost but also consider other factors like quality of the goods and level of the service to be provided. If there's an advantage, there's also a disadvantage. Here's the disadvantage. Time consuming. Life cycle costing analysis is too long because of changes of new technologies. The second one is costly. The longer the project lifetime, the more operating costs will be incurred. The third one is technology. Technology always changes day by day.
Assalamualaikum. The assigned topic that I will discuss today is about the Philippine Electrical Code, 2017 edition. What is ECP or PEC? The Philippine Electrical Code is used nationally as the basis for safeguarding persons, buildings, and its contents from hazard that may arise from the use of electricity. This code covers the installations of electronics, conductors, equipment, and raceways, monitoring, signaling, and communication conductors, equipment, and the raceway, and optical fiber cable and raceway installed within or through from one public or private buildings. The Philippine Electrical Code covers public and private buildings but not limited to residential, commercial, industrial, institution, cultural, agriculture, agro-industrial, plant unit, development, and all other buildings, premises that may require safeguarding of person and property from the hazard arising. To the electrical generating plants, industrial plants, transformer station, permanent and temporary substation, aircraft, railways, yard, carnival, parks, parking, and other. Others like quarries and mines, watercraft, dockyard, trailers, mobile home and recreational vehicles, offshore facilities. Purpose of Philippine Electrical Code. The primary objective of the code is to establish basic materials quality and electrical works standards for the safe use of electricity for light, heat, power, communication, signaling, and for the other purpose. Practical safeguarding of persons and property from hazard arising from the use of electricity.
Financial consideration in Electrical Code of the Philippines. This code may require new products, constructions, or materials that may not yet be available at the time this code is adopted. In such event, the authority having jurisdiction may permit the use of the products, constructions, and or materials that comply with the most recent previous edition of this code adopted by the jurisdiction. One of the financial consideration and primary factor that influences cost is the building site. Waterlogged soils, previous construction, geological formations, and the nature of the rock, active animal species, and the presence of the historical or natural heritage sites are just a few of the things that can affect materials and labor requirements, delay the issuance of permits, and increase the time needed to complete the project. In requirement for electrical permit, signatures and submittals. The electrical permit shall include the following minimum information. Those are applicant, professional electrical engineer who signed and sealed electrical plans and specifications, licensed electrical practitioner who is in charge of electrical works, building owner, lot owner, building official, and 5 sets of complete electrical plans and specifications signed and sealed by professional electrical engineer. Electrical permit to be issued immediately. The application, upon receipt, shall be checked immediately by the local building official or his representatives for compliance with the requirements. If complying, the electrical permits shall be issued upon payment of the corresponding electrical fees. If the project is extensive and required more time for checking and for computations of fees, the issuance of the electrical permit need not be issued immediately. The delay shall not be longer than 5 working days, after which time application together with the accompanying plans shall be considered as complying with all the requirements, and the electrical permit shall be issued immediately thereafter.